Hi, I'm Taylor and I'll be your host on Does It Hold Up? A series where we watch old movies and ask ourselves the age-old question, well, does it hold up? To answer this question and to see how well things age, we have to ask and answer three others. 1. Is the film good beyond nostalgia? 2. Would this film be released today as is? And 3. Is this film worth the community impact that it has overall? Before we riot in the streets for an updated sequel, let's ask ourselves, does it hold up? The year was 2002. Bush was the president. Elizabeth was queen. Eminem had just lost himself, and 5-year-old me had just seen her first in-theater movie. Lilo and Stitch is a cultural phenomenon. Personally, I know like 4 people who have Stitch tattoos, and a couple more who have Ohana tattoos, who would not have those Ohana tattoos if it wasn't for Lilo and Stitch. So, let's review. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is a story about 2 orphan girls who live in Hawaii, Nani and Lilo. They work against each other for the most of this movie while Nani's trying to keep Lilo and Lilo's just trying to be Lilo. I guess it's a weird way of saying it. They're just traumatized girls who just going to be subjected to more trauma by the possible fate of Lilo having to leave Nani. It's a heavy topic for a kids movie to begin with, to be honest, but you know. Oh, Lilo doesn't have friends because she's quote-unquote weird, and Nani decides that it would be best if they got a dog because, responsible. Meanwhile, I guess Experiment 66 was somewhere in space. He escaped from his jail cell because he was very dangerous. He was a wanted criminal, and he ends up landing on Earth with the whole intergalactic space academy force thing on his tail. So they follow him to Hawaii, and he ends up waddling into a dog shelter where of course Lilo adopts him. Lilo picks Stitch as her dog against the thoughts of the sales lady, the thoughts of her sister Nani, because Stitch is a direct representation of Lilo. He's the different dog that nobody wants to be around, the dog that looks different, acts different, is strange, and she without hesitation takes him because she sees herself in this dog. This dog is quote unquote bad, but she does not care. Like, this is her dog and it's worth it for her to have him. So from this point on, the plot goes from Nani trying to keep Lilo and Lilo being mischievous but more so than before. So now her mischievousness is just her covering up for her dog Stitch, which, conspiracy theory, what if Stitch wasn't actually real or strange and it's just a imaginary friend due to the past trauma that Lilo's going through to help her cope? You want me to do a video where I can actually think that theory through, because I just made it up just now? Let me know and I can work on it. So shenanigans. Lilo gets away from Nani. She gets taken by Agent Bubbles, the CPS person, and then Stitch ultimately saves the day, and he gets to stay on Earth with his friends because love or something, I don't know. And the broken family gets held together. So that being said, is the film good beyond the nostalgia? Honestly, this movie is pretty great. I was going into this movie ready to hate it because I had loved it for so long, and I haven't seen it in 10 years, almost 20 years. So I was like, okay, well, it's probably not nearly as good as I remember it, and it's probably one of the stupid movies that I loved because it was funny and colorful. But honestly, there's more in this movie for adults, especially adults my age, I'm 22, than for kids. I'd assume I wouldn't see this movie today and think, oh, I need to show this to my child of 5 years old. But I don't know, it's a stressful movie. Nani is put through some stress. She's put through the ringer. This film is great at relaying that information, from relaying both the sides of Nani and the sides of Lilo and even Stitch, and it's made so that to get away from the stress that the 2 main characters would be facing, you want more of Stitch. You want to see him. You want to be around him because that is the escapism from the reality that is Nani's life and how very close to reality it would be for a lot of other people. So I think this movie alone is good. There's a lot of too. Would it be released as is today? I believe that it would be released as is today. I think there's a lot in making this set in the time period before everybody had cell phones and everybody had tablets. So I believe like it would be seen more as like a period piece, but a lot of Disney movies nowadays don't use phones and technology as much in their stories. Even the films that are seemingly set for today, like Up and Toy Story, they don't really rely on phones and apps and all that other stuff. And I think there's something special in that. So like I would see this as like an early 2000s period piece, I guess, which sounds ridiculous to say, but next year 2000, the year 2000 would have been 20 years ago. So and next year is like in 8 weeks. So is this film worth the community impact it has? Like I said before, I was really ready to like let this movie go. I was really ready to like go in and hate it and be like, 5-year-old Taylor was stupid, this movie sucks. But honestly, it's actually really good. I think that it is worth the community impact it has because there are so many ways to resonate with this movie. Like people seem to resonate with Stitch. I don't know why people aren't like, oh my god, Nani is a the beat, you know, she is it. Like Nani is it. Like this is a girl who's like living her life, trying to get everything done to the best of her ability, and it's like her sister's being rude, her dog is being rude, like all this stuff is in her face, and she's powering through it. Like Nani would be the like one heck of like a social media influencer. She would really love this, and I also loved what it did for the Polynesian culture outside of the Polynesian culture. Like I know a lot of people who used to dress up as Lilo for Halloween, and it's like there's like this want to be a part of this culture that you're not. Like you can't tell me that you don't listen to Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride and want to know those words that aren't English. Like I feel like it's a secret language that I never know, that I'll never be fully a part of the community, and I'm okay with that, but it's like this is cool. It's just cool. So I think it's worth the cultural impact, the community impact that it has. So I can only speak to my experience of what it did from the part of America that I saw. Like I said, I know a lot of people have Lilo and Stitch tattoos, and I genuinely think that it was. So I'm very, very glad to have a movie that finally passes this test because my other ones didn't. I think I uploaded one so far. So spoiler on the other ones. I'll actually probably upload this one before I upload any of the other ones that I filmed. So maybe not a spoiler. I don't know. But if you want to see other films that I have in this series, be sure to click the top right corner. And if you want to subscribe, click the little face icon. I think you and I make a great pair. Not only do I think that, but YouTube also thinks that. So if you click the top left corner, that is going to be a video that YouTube has picked for you that I made, and I want to know if you like it. So if you click that button, let me know if it's good. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.